Good evening, everybody. It's Hoz. I'm just doing another video on Charlie Kirk. I think I might be doing one a day every night before I go to sleep, sort of thing, on what's happening. I'm in my bed. I have not put a green screen up because my beard is white and the green screen that I put up behind me is making me disappear my face because my face is too bearded. It's too white. Anyway, let's get to Charlie Kirk and what's happened to him and the situation. Since last night and every other day that's going by, more and more people are doing videos, and they're doing videos that dissect what happened at the shooting itself. I want people to understand that Charlie Kirk was put in the frame of this white tent, directly in the middle of it. You need to understand that helps sight someone for targeting. When they're sitting in a certain place, in a certain middle of the thing, it helps with the telescopic, targeting of someone. They have created a show, just like they did with JFK, where Zabruda filmed it. They've done it for the modern day version of that. We all know that JFK is seared into the brains of the American psyche and the rest of the world's psyche. This kid was on a journey, much like Candace Owen, where he had changed his mind about who he's supporting. The night before, he was on a show with Ben Shapiro, and he turns around and says to Ben Shapiro, do you not think that we should question Israel if they're doing something wrong? Is it not the duty and the job of us to question things that have been done wrong? And within 24 hours of having that interview with Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk was killed. Charlie Kirk was the head of an organization that's got 3,500 chapters. He is the person who has, with the help of Zionist money and Zionist, influence and whatever else, been able to stay on platforms when people would have been most probably taking him off. That's the protection he got. He got the protection of never ever having his platform taken off him. You know as well as I do, there's many people who are major influencers, and when they open their mouth up, if they don't like it, they take you off YouTube. They take you off whatever else there is at the time. Charlie Kirk was afforded that protection, and he was afforded the money to be able to grow his organization. This foundation of his was something that was created to help get America on board with politics, to get the young to get involved in politics. That's what it was about. It's not about anything else. It's about an awakening of the American kids into the politics of their country. That's what they were doing with these people. That's what the foundation is about. And Israel's attitude is, we built you. You can't turn against us. If you think you can turn against us, we'll punish you. And that, at the end of the day, was the biggest single fear that Charlie Kirk had. He feared that the Israelis were going to kill him. He told his friends he thinks they're going to kill him. He said, I'm in fear of what's going to happen to me. Now, what are the things that he's done that's fallen him foul of Israel? At the last big event that he had, he was going to platform Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Dave Smith in a debate with a Zionist person. And he was basically told in no uncertain terms, you shouldn't put these people up there. These guys are working against the state of Israel. They're working against our narrative. We shouldn't be platforming them. He platformed them anyway. And when he platformed that, especially Tucker Carlson went out there in front of like the whole of the crowd with a 20 to 25 minute speech where he took apart and dismantled the idea that Israel is the ally of the United States. He questioned how these, billionaire class people, how these people are billionaires. How are they able to come up with the money that they've got? Bill Ackman was taken to pieces and turned around and goes, how is Bill Ackman worth $9 billion? And it's an important question to ask. Why is Bill Ackman worth billions of dollars? Bill Ackman is the guy who is basically single-handedly going around and replacing presidents of universities like Harvard and whatever else. Anyone who doesn't have an absolutely pro-Israeli, pro-Jewish front at their university and is not trying to kill off and fight off any kind of dissent in those places where these people have got student campuses or student encampments which are pro-Palestine. This guy, Bill Ackerman, was there and he was at the forefront of it. There is a Jewish supremacy group of people that are in a WhatsApp group, and these guys think they're the what's it called, the movers and shakers of the world, and what they say must happen. These people got in touch with Charlie and said to him, you can't keep platforming these people. But Charlie has woken up to the fact that Israel is committing genocide, is not happy with the fact that America is being taken into war with Iran for Israel. He was an Israeli shill, 100%. And what did he do? The 40 beheaded babies? He basically gave the same propaganda. He did all of that. But like Candace Owen in the last year, he stopped being that person and he walked away and walked back slowly but surely. And Israel could see that their investment that they've put into this young kid, and remember, they started while he was a teenager to support him and build him up and become the force that he is in American politics. This guy could potentially have been an American president, a future American president without a shadow of a doubt. This kid could have been. When he turned around and basically said, like, I'm going to do what I want to do and I don't like Israel anymore because, as far as I'm concerned, Israel is committing a genocide, and he could see that they're killing people left, right, and center. His moral compass as a Christian has stopped him from being able to allow that to basically stay as part of his lexicon. He wanted to walk away from that situation, and he was walking away from that situation, which means his loyalties was no longer to Ben Shapiro, no longer to Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu turned around and said, we want to give you $40 million to help your foundation do X, Y, and Z still. He refused to accept any money from them because he knew that this involved, that 40 million involved a leash being put around his neck. And he has broken off with these people. He doesn't want to have anything else to do with them. And that's why, in the end, they decided, you can't be allowed to walk away with this organization. Because imagine this organization, which is 3,500 university campuses with students from all over the states, are involved in the politics of America. The youth of America are getting involved in this thing, the conservative youth. Imagine that weaponized against Israel. That would be an absolute disaster for Israel, for the deep state. And that's exactly what was happening, because where Charlie Kirk is the president of this organization and is the person who is leading it, if he decides that he does not want to see America, and he was America first, involved in a war against Iran, which is exactly what he did. He went to see the president and said to him, what you're doing is wrong. Now, Donald Trump unleashed on him, properly unleashed on him, and said to him, like, you need to shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. For whatever reasons Donald Trump has got. But at the end, I'm going to be talking about Donald Trump tomorrow night. But Charlie Kirk is not interested in doing what Israel wants to do. And he stopped being their bitch. He grew out of being their bitch. There is no way they're going to allow this kid to fucking walk away with the organization that they helped build and have it weaponized against Israel. Because at the end of the day, the most evil, corrupt people on the planet Earth today are the ones who are committing a genocide in Gaza. That's who's doing it. And Charlie Kirk cannot be on the same side of them anymore. I mean, anyone with an objective brain looking at the situation would understand that there is only, one option. You're either on the side of the genociders or you're on the side of people who are against genocide. He does not want to stay on the same side as the people who are committing a genocide. So he's closing the doors with them. And he closed the door with them to the point where Benjamin Netanyahu phoned him up and turned around and said, we need you to Charlie to do this, that, and the other. And Charlie's just turned around and said, I'm not interested in you anymore. And that's why he platformed who he platformed. Megyn Kelly, Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson. And he's against America going to war. That is why they killed him. And believe me, it's not just Israel. It's the American deep state that is intertwined like an octopus with Mossad, CIA. That whole operation, that killbots, was done by a professional team of hitmen. They destroyed the soul of America when they did that. That's what this was about, and nothing else but that. Thank you for listening.